Hey everybody, this is March the 29th, 2026. I got something I want to share with you guys right quick. This stuff with this COPD stuff that a lot of people are coming down with. Um, it, I've had this off and on for a couple of years. Back in 2020, when I first started getting hit with the weapons, I woke up with, I couldn't breathe. And of course, back then I had already heard about the weapons. I heard about them back in, it was in 2017 when I did my research when I heard about the weapons. But anyway, when I woke up that morning and I couldn't breathe and my chest was hurting, I knew right away that I was being hit in the chest, okay? So I started taking steps to protect myself. And eventually over time I was able to cure my breathing problems. But a lot of people are having this and they don't know what's causing it. My mother had COPD. Well, she actually didn't have COPD. She was being attacked with energy weapons. But back then, we didn't know, back in 2015, we didn't know about the energy weapons. We didn't know that she was under attack. My brother was under attack. He had the whole 9 yards. He had the gang stalking, the harassment, the B2K, everything. My mom, my stepdad. But anyway, my mom, she was being hit with the energy weapons. My stepdad was being hit with the energy weapons. They're both gone now. They took them out. But she just woke up one morning and she come down the hall. She said, I can't breathe. I said, what do you mean you can't breathe? She said, I just can't breathe. All of a sudden now, never had any breathing problems, just all of a sudden she can't breathe. And of course we went to the doctor. She was diagnosed with COPD. Okay, if you have been diagnosed with COPD, that's just a textbook diagnosis that the doctors use to cover up the truth. They know the truth about what's happening, but they're not going to tell you. Because if they tell you the truth, or if you find out about the weapons, then you're not going to need them anymore. So they just diagnose you with a textbook, a medical illness. And then, of course, they start treating you with their treatments. They'll put you on a nebulizer and give you the albuterol and put you on oxygen. And they might even give you that little white pill. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep you on their treatment. That's not really going to cure you. It's just going to put you on the downward slope to death. But anyway, I went through all that with my mom, and she finally, she suffered every day of her life. They was hitting her constantly. Her bed faced a big window, and the windows, the weapons were coming through the windows. I know because I found the big hole, the big dew hole where they were coming out of the ground, hitting her through that window. And then at her back, behind her, was another window, and that right outside that window was where her meter box was, her power pole, or her smart meter. So they were hitting her through that. So she was being hit from all sides, both front and back, all day and all night. And they were constantly hitting her chest, hitting her back, cutting off her breathing. And she suffered terribly. But after a while, after you struggle to breathe for that long, after a while, when you struggle to breathe constantly, your heart gives out. So that's pretty much what happened. But anyway, I didn't know back then, we didn't know about the weapons. Okay, so if you wake up one morning and you can't breathe, just out of blue, you can't get your breath, you can be sure, without a doubt, that you're being attacked with the energy weapon. Okay, this happened to me back in 2020. It happened a couple of more times in 21 until I finally, just had to start wearing protection all the time everywhere I went. And then using other herbal treatments to try to cure my lungs, my breathing problems. But if they hit you in the back, if they hit you in the back, if they hit you in the chest, or if they hit you at the back of the neck where the brainstem is, they can shut down your breathing. Okay. If they hit you at the brainstem, that's where the vagus nerve is connected. When we talked about that, in another video. But for those of you who are having trouble breathing, and you've probably been to the doctor and been diagnosed with COPD, and you're on their treatment, you're on their oxygen, you're on their nebulizers and the albuterol and all that, that's not going to help you, okay? It may temporarily give you some relief, but it's not going to cure your breathing problems. It's not going to cure your so-called COPD, okay? So this happened to me again. I hadn't had any trouble with it for about 2 years now, but then Friday, I got hit, and I don't know if I got hit here at my home, because Friday I went to town, I went to Walmart, and I've been hit at Walmart several times, and I'm thinking that might be where it happened when I went to Walmart, because I have been pushing the buggy in Walmart and just get zapped. You could feel it. But most of the time, you can't feel it. You can't feel it when it hits you. I know if it's some little lasers, you can't feel them when they hit you. Sometimes you can see them. I saw them come through my window, sitting at my table, and hit me in the chest. I saw them little lasers that looked like darts. I had a red one and I had a blue one. A little red, I was sitting at the table, peeling an apple, and this little red dart came through the window and hit me in the chest. I didn't feel anything at the time, but that night, I was having breathing problems and chest pains and back pain. Same thing on my couch. I was sitting on my couch. I saw a blue one come through the window, hit me in the chest. Same thing. I didn't feel anything right away, but that night, I started getting sick. I couldn't breathe. I saw one come through the little window on my door, on my front door. I was standing in front of the door. I saw a little blue, dark-looking thing come through the window and hit me in the head. And that night, I had terrible migraine. So you can't really see if you're in their line. If you're sitting or you're in the line of them and you can see them. Sometimes you can see them. They're real tiny, but then most of the time you can't see them. But anyway, back to Walmart. I got hit several times in Walmart just walking around shopping, and I did feel. I felt it when I got zapped at Walmart. It was like I felt like I got zapped with electricity or something, and it felt like it was came through the buggy or something. I don't know how they do it, but anyway, I got attacked several times at Walmart, and so I'm thinking that's what happened Friday, because I went several places. I went to the gas station, the dollar store, I went to Walmart. Of course, in the grocery store. It could have happened at any of these places, but I'm thinking most likely it happened at Walmart because it happened there a bunch of times before. So I got hit Friday somehow. I didn't know it, but Friday night when I went to bed, I lay down, I was having trouble breathing. I couldn't get a deep breath. And I knew right away, I said, oh God, I've been hit. I've been hit again. And so, and if y'all have this, I don't have to tell you what it's like. You know what it's like when you can't breathe. I mean, it's nothing worse. You get panicky. You can't get a deep breath. And you're pretty much helpless. But anyway, I got up. I figured I probably got hit in my back. My back wasn't really hurting Friday night, but Saturday morning when I woke up, it was worse. The breathing was worse, and my back was hurting. So that's when I knew I had gotten hit in the back with a directed energy weapon. So I got my DMSO. I put some DMSO on my back, or the places that I could reach on my back. Now, the DMSO is good for inflammation. It's good for pain. It's good for arthritis. But the DMSO, everybody can't use it, okay? Because it does burn a little bit, especially if you've just gotten hit with an energy weapon. You're going to have that radiation burn, and the DMSO will burn. So if you put that on, And it burns. That's how you know that you got a radiation burn. But anyway, uh, I don't want to tell everybody to use the DMSO because some people are allergic to it. It does burn and it will break you out if you have allergic reaction to it. So I'm not going to say don't use it, but I'm not going to recommend it. I'm not going to suggest it because I don't know, you know, who can use it and who can't. I mean, what your own body and what you can do. So if you're going to try the DMSO, test it first on your arm or something before you put it all over your body. And it does penetrate through the skin really fast. But anyway, and I use it for all kind of things. I use it for rashes, just like I do the bentonite clay. You know, if I don't have any bentonite clay, I'll use the DMSO. Um, it's good for a lot of things. But anyway, I put some DMSO on my back. I put some on my chest because I wasn't sure if I got hit in my chest or not. It was my lungs was hurting. And then Saturday was rough. It was rough. It was hard getting through the day Saturday. I was just laid around. I couldn't do anything. I was struggling to breathe, struggling to get my breath. And I stayed in meditation and prayer, praying that I could heal myself. And today I'm better. Okay, I'm better today. But Saturday was horrible. It was horrible. All that day, struggling to breathe. And I'm struggling a little bit today, but I'm better. Okay, I'm better. But anyway, what I wanted to point out in this video and tell people is, if you having breathing problems, you're under attack with the directed energy weapons, and the doctor's going to diagnose you with COPD, but that's not what it is. Okay, according to the medical term, yes, that's what it is. Okay, according to the medical community, that's what they're going to call it, but that's not what it is. They're not going to tell you the truth about what's happening. You're being attacked with the directed energy weapons. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cover your windows wherever you sleep or wherever you spend the most time. Now, all of my windows in my bedroom are covered. They didn't hit me in my bedroom. They could have hit me in the back part of the house where I don't have the windows covered, but my bedroom, my bathroom, my kitchen, my den, all those windows are covered. That's why I think I went so long without having any more problems with it. So you need to cover your windows where you sleep and where you spend the most time, and you need to reduce the electricity inside your home as much as you can, and the electronics. Reduce them as much as, if you got electronics laying around, you're not using them, put them away in a metal box somewhere with a tight lid on them. Try to cut off the breakers in your house where you're not really using the power, electricity in those areas. You got to take steps to protect yourself, folks. Okay, and then you have to wear shielding over your chest and your back. I blame myself because I've been really slacking off on wearing my shielding. I always wear my shielding at work when I go in somebody else's house because of the frequencies that I know are there. And I always wear it like when I'm working outside or something. I don't usually wear it inside my house, like I said, because most of my windows are shielded. And I usually wear it when I go to town, but I haven't been wearing it lately, so they caught me off guard when I went to Walmart. I didn't have much shielding on. And I'm going to show you what kind of shielding I'm talking about. Now, you can make your own shielding if you have a better material or something that will work better and that's flexible, that you can make for a better shielding than the bubble foil. Then go for it. I mean, use your own imagination. But I'm going to show you right quick. Pull it off. This is a sheet of bubble foil. Now, this is the same thing I have over my bed and over my windows and around the cracks on the doors, the windows on the door, everywhere. I've got this. And then I've got, on top of that, I've got other things covering my windows. But I just cut a piece of it off, like this size, and then I put it under my shirt, I have on, okay, if you wear a sports bra like I do, you can put an extra one over. You can wear 2 sports bras so that you'll have somewhere to put this under. I just stick it up under the sports bra like that, wear it. And the same way in the back, I have one I put in the back, and I just kind of stick it up the back of my sports bra. Now, if you don't wear sports bras, which are tight enough, sports bras are tight enough to hold the shielding in place. But if you don't wear a sports bra, you can use like a tight t-shirt, like, you know, those tight muscle shirts. They're tight. If they're tight enough, they'll hold the shielding in place underneath your shirt. You can wear that, or you can also get those spandex like little what you call them? I don't know, little spandex like pajama like shirt that you can wear, or underwear that you wear over your over your other stuff. You can as underclothes. You can get one of those and put it on, and they'll hold it up. Okay. Let's see what else. Anything that's tight, and you can also get those bands, you know, those stretch bands, and just put it over you. You just find a way to keep the shielding in place, because you're going to need for it to be in place. This is what I do, and I wear this every day at work. Like I said, when I'm working outside, to protect my chest and my back from the energy weapons. And like I said, they caught me off guard Friday because I didn't have my shielding on. It's been so long since I've had this problem, you know, this breathing problem. So I guess I don't know what I thought, but I thought for some reason to be safe it was. Anyway, once again, those of you who are having breathing problems, you want to wear the shielding over your chest, over your back, and over your head, okay? If you're going to town, you can wear a cap, and you can put some like you can put a piece of this bubble foil in your cap, or you can put a piece of aluminum foil in your cap. That's what I do, just to give some protection for my head. But mostly you want to protect your chest and your back, because I don't know if there's just people running around town shooting these lasers at people, or if it's actually something inside Walmart. I think it's inside Walmart. It may even be coming from the parking lot, you know, because they got all those new little lights and things in the parking lot that you don't, you know, those things that you don't really know what they are, like cameras and stuff. They could be hitting us in the parking lot. Walmart is definitely in on this targeting program. They're in on it. Because I've been hit at Walmart a bunch of times, and I knew exactly when I got hit. I got zapped. And then the pain would come later on that night. So, the dudes are causing COPD. They're causing breathing problems. If you have COPD, these are the steps you can take to protect yourself. And you might even be able to cure yourself if you use enough shielding on your chest and your back, okay? And you're probably going to have to wear the shielding all the time if you have this, if you've been diagnosed with a COPD. You're probably going to have to wear it all the time. I know back in 2020, I was wearing them all the time, day and night, you know, just so I could breathe. But it's not COPD, it's energy weapons, okay? If you can't breathe, you're under attack with energy weapons. Protect yourself. I'm struggling right now with breathing. That's all, folks. Stay heart-centered in love. Stay connected with God within you. Stay strong. I love you.